Have you always been curious about what Reiki is or what energy healing even is, what that means, how it could impact you in your life, and you've never really known where to start? This video, I'm going to be breaking down the basics around Reiki and energy healing, what it means, what it can do for you, and I'm going to be sharing some of the most powerful transformations that I've personally had and that my different clients have had through using this deep releasing work, through both Reiki, like hands-on practices, as well as using deep guided meditations for these energy releases. Welcome back to another video. My name is Kara Michelle and I'm here to help you live your truth. And if you are someone who is super keen on learning the most powerful mindset and spiritual tools to help you take your power back and go from pain to purpose, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so that you are the first to be notified every time I release a new video. So Reiki and energy work is something that has been a huge part of my personal healing. After losing my brother and then being sexually assaulted and having a traumatic car accident, there was a lot of heaviness, a lot of pain in not only my emotional body, but also my energetic body. And so that's what I'm going to be breaking down a little bit more on today's video. But I also want to make sure you stick around till the very end because I have something really exciting to share with you that is going to help you. And it's breaking down part of my 3-step process that really helps you with your personal healing and overcoming these deeply rooted blocks, traumas, or past pains that might be holding you back right now and might be stored in your energy body. So let's dive into what is Reiki, what is energy healing, what does that mean, and what does that look like? That was a lot of questions. So where to start? Reiki, let's just say Reiki is a form of energy healing, which is when we look at our physical body. You have this physical body here right now, but you also have an energetic body, and you may have heard of that in terms of like your aura. You may have heard people talk about the chakras. Some people pronounce it chakras, but in India they pronounce it chakras, so I try to do that as much as I can. But there's like this energy field, the Kundalini energy, right? All these different names for your energy body and components of it. So when we're looking at what Reiki is, there are 2 different ways that you can do Reiki, which is either hands-on in person or distance sessions, because everything is energy in the world. So it's possible to do a distance healing session and not have to have your hands physically on the person to do the healing, because you are still able to connect and move that energy for that person and in their energy body. So I want to share a personal example. Let's do 2 actually. One that helped me after sexual assault. I had a lot of, let's just say, energetic baggage. That's like the best way to explain it, right? There's also, without going too far into depth here, when there is trauma or when there is some negative experiences that happen and affect you on an energetic level, if you think about your energy body or your aura around you, and then you think about like when you take a hit and like something negative hits you or something traumatic or something bad, that can actually create damage to your aura, to your energetic body. And I like to envision my aura as like a bubble, like I'm inside this protective bubble. Now, when you think about this with trauma or with pain or like negative experiences, it's almost like these things are kind of like penetrating the bubble. You think about like little cracks coming around it, it's starting to shatter a little bit. And the more these negative situations happen, the easier it is for like those cracks to get bigger, or to, your energy body can't shatter by any means. But I hope that visual makes sense just in terms of how it can continue to create more damage if you aren't doing the healing work and the releasing work. So for me personally, after sexual assault, I was looking a lot into energy work because I felt like that was something that would help me, and whether it was like divine guidance, we'll never know. But I'm so grateful because that is what changed everything for me. And when I was studying in India, I worked with a Reiki master there, and that was when I first had my experience with Reiki. and my personal attunement to become a Reiki practitioner. So what is that? If you've heard about Reiki before, you may have heard about the attunement, and that is all about just helping you be open to this energy and helping realign you energetically. So every single person, as I've said before, is energy, which means every single person is attuned, or not attuned, but every single person is aligned to energy. We all have the power and the gifts within us to connect deeper to our energetic self, but the attunement actually helps you to kind of clear out that baggage. It helps you to align faster, and by having a Reiki master who has the experience and the knowledge to do this, they basically help with realigning you energetically so that you are more open and ready to receive, ready to feel into and connect with that energy. So it's almost like, how would I say it? Like, the attunement is almost like taking the mask off or the blinders off, because you've always had this gift, you've always had this connection within you. That's what's so powerful about it. So you have the ability, but you don't have the belief or the understanding or the awareness or the openness to connect with it. Now, with the attunement, it helps you to connect so that then you are able to feel it a lot deeper, and you're able to have those powerful experiences that come from that deep energetic connection. So going into the examples that I wanted to break down, for me, after this attunement, it was a really, really powerful experience. And then we started to work on not only connecting deeper to my own chakras, but also looking at where I found blocks in my energetic body. So our palms also have chakras on them, like our centers of our palm and the bottoms of our feet, which is why grounding outside in nature is so powerful, because you're placing that chakra directly on the earth, and there's beautiful, beautiful properties there, right? So with your palms, and when you're doing any kind of Reiki or healing touch, you're able to feel that energy. And I want to do this fun little exercise with you right now, where you're going to like rub your palms together. You're going to feel the heat, right? Keep going and close your eyes for a sec. And then when you're stopping, I want you to kind of just like separate your hands a tiny, tiny bit and feel and imagine and visualize what you can feel with the energy between your two palms. So rubbing and stop. And so if you're really, really paying attention, just feeling into that little space between both of your palms now, you can probably feel that there is energy moving there, and there is this kind of like tingly sensation. You can maybe feel a connection even though your palms are separated. So it helps you to, that's one of the first things I learned with Reiki, was like starting to feel that my hands actually and the hand chakras were actually working, that like I could kind of connect to certain things. So then if I'm doing like a Reiki session or self-healing, and say you've got your palm somewhere, then you focus in on that feeling and that sensation from your palms and the energy connection that's happening there. Now, with sexual assault, what I found was my root chakra and sacral chakra were both blocked, and I will save that for another video. But because I want to share, if that's something you've experienced, I want to share more about healing that for you. But firstly, break. Have you ever had a Reiki session before? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your experience, if you've ever tried it before, what you thought about it, if you are, like, how you ended up on this video, if you've already been experiencing it, or if you are interested in learning more and trying to figure it out. So let me know down below. Let's have a little chat there in the community. And moving forward, so working with the chakras really helped me, because as I had my hands just on my root and then my sacral chakra, I could feel like there was this sensation, and it's really hard to describe. Now, feeling energetically, I could feel this, but visually though, instead of the chakra spinning like a wheel, because they're little energy centers, they're wheels, right? They spin. They can spin forwards, backwards, too fast, too slow, depending on what's going on and what kind of blockage you have. For me, at the sacral chakra, I could visualize it, but it wasn't a circle, it was a square. And the best explanation I can have for this is that if you saw like a wooden cart, like an old school, olden days wooden cart, but it had a square wheel on the back. So like the other 3 wheels are working fine. And then there's this back one that's just like clunking because it's square. So that was like what came through me at that moment. And it was really powerful to feel that, to connect with that and understand what was going on. And after this meditation, after I continued up through the other chakras, the Reiki Master was like, what was going on there on your sacral chakra? And I was shocked because I just thought I hadn't said anything to her yet about my experience at all, but she was able to pick up on my breathing because I guess my breathing actually changed when I was working on that one. Now, I wasn't aware of it. I was kind of in a little bit of a meditative state as I was doing this self-healing practice. But the fact that she knew that right away was really powerful for me and helped me to understand that mind, body, soul connection. Because if we are storing something, trauma or pain or negative experiences, in our energy body, it does affect our physical body, which was expressed through my faster breathing, maybe like shortness of breath, maybe that little bit of panic and fight or flight mode breathing, you know, when you freeze. That was what was showing up in my body at that time. And the trauma in the energy body also shows up mentally because it affects us emotionally and mentally with how we show up and what we think about ourselves. So that is just a super cool story. I just really wanted to share it with you. So now what I wanted to explain here at the very end of this video, because I could talk on this for hours and I will eventually, but is your personal connection to yourself on a mind, body, soul level. So as I said before, anything that happens to you in your human experience here that causes some kind of pain, it does leave that imprint on your aura or on your energetic body. And there are a lot of different ways to do this healing. I will dive into that in future videos. But I also want to share what was something that really helped me in order to align and rise above these things, was really doing that inner work and that deep work first on releasing. So what I talk about in my 3-step process and what I teach my clients on inside my Conquer Your Mind program is that you have to do the releasing work first. And this is where a lot of people get intimidated because they're a bit afraid to dive into these things. But unless you release and heal those blocks and those things that are limiting you, they're going to continue to show up. And like I said at the beginning with that little image about your bubble, your shield, and it keeps getting hit, the shield is kind of shattering, right? There's cracks coming. If you don't start to repair those things, it's going to continue to shatter even bigger. So doing this work on yourself, it is never a waste of time. The best investment you can ever make is on yourself and your healing and growth. But I just wanted to leave you with that because yes, it can be intimidating and scary, but it is the most beneficial and also the most empowering thing you can do, because you start to see how much power you have within you to heal, to repair those cracks, to rise above your circumstance and really transform your life. So the special thing I wanted to share at the end here for you is for anyone who's interested in understanding a little bit more about this, not necessarily energy healing. I will premise that or warn you on that. I don't know what word I'm looking for. It's not about energy healing specifically, but it is about your personal healing and growth and how to overcome past struggles and limitations and things that are keeping you stuck. Is to check out down below. I've put a link for my ebook, The 3 Shifts You Need to Align with Your Higher Self. Now, as we talked about, I kind of discussed shift number 1 in this video, which was that releasing work in order to rise up. But if you're interested in learning more about my exact 3-step process that I've used to change my own life and that has helped hundreds of clients as well, make sure you check out that ebook. It's totally free. It's down in the links below for you, and it will change everything for you. When you master these 3 steps, everything changes in your life, and you deserve that. So I hope you check it out. If you found this video helpful, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. That helps to support the channel, helps more people to see it, and make sure you've subscribed, turned on the notifications so you see these videos when I post them. And feel free to share if you found it helpful, if you know anyone who could benefit. Thank you so much. And in the meantime, feel free to check out either of these videos posted here on the screen that will also help you understand more about your true self, what you're here to do, your purpose, and how to align with that version of you. See you guys on the next video. Thanks so much.